completely mad?
No, you're insane.
Hello and welcome to the Madhouse, episode 111. Yeah, I know, 111. Oh joy.
111.
I'm Ultimate Spy 53, the host of this podcast, and join me for the special end of the year episode. I have.
Also known as
Oh my god. Wow.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Wow. What was that about?
I don't know.
What did you do, man? You just barked at me.
I think I went a little too far in a couple of places.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, if the introductions weren't very clear, that was Steven, and then we also have Kaylee joining us for the first time in quite a while. It's been a while, but she's back, finally.
Currently dying.
She's currently dying of laughter, yeah. Apparently she found that really funny. I can understand. So yeah, this is the end of the year podcast. We are approaching 2019, and I'm really happy because 2019 I've heard is going to be awesome. A lot of really awesome things are going to be happening
That's just
in that year.
2016.
But I thought we'd start the podcast, close out the year by talking about all the fun things we got this year, all the movies we got this year. Because in terms of video games, there wasn't really much of anything. I mean, I only played like Spider-Man PS4, and that was literally the only thing I got to play. There wasn't really anything I actually played because I didn't go to PAX, so I didn't really see anything. But there were plenty of movies that came.
Spider-Man is still like.
Yeah, of course. So I wanted to talk about all the amazing things that happened this year in terms of movies. The way I'm going to do this is I'll say movie, and if you've seen it or not, we'll talk about it, and if not, I'll skip it. Okay, so the first movie that I at least saw, I managed to see, it was okay. It wasn't the best movie, but it was okay. It was Peter Rabbit, which is a book-to-movie movie.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, then let's skip over that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It had good voice acting, and the CGI rabbits were fun, but it wasn't anything to write home about. I mean, I didn't actually. Yeah, I feel like I wasted my time going to that movie. I'm like, wow, this is some movie. Yeah, it's great.
So basically, it was at best average.
It wasn't horrible. It was okay. I didn't think it was horrible. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, at best it was okay.
It was meh, not bad. I liked it. Okay, so the next movie on the list I liked it, but it was boring, and I didn't really enjoy it all that much. And that was Black Panther, the first Black superhero movie, and I didn't like it. I mean, I liked the first time I saw it, but it's
Black
boring,
Panther, you said?
Yeah, Black Panther. It was just boring.
Oh god, I love that movie.
It was a good movie. It was I think it was one of the more important superhero movies in genre because of the diversity and all that stuff. But it wasn't all that interesting to me. I mean, yeah, the fight scenes were cool, but it didn't really hook me. You know,
the graphics and the music are what hooked me. I fucking love that.
I think the only thing that really got me were the fight scenes and the music. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I just kind of wasn't interested. I thought it was good, but not that good. not the best movie I've ever seen in my life. No.
I mean, I've never been like a superhero fan, but if I were to like be getting into that, I might watch that first just because of how awesome it was. I mean,
I like the trailers and stuff.
The original Iron Man is the way to go.
Yeah. That's the first place to go when you're watching a marathon.
Top notch.
Yeah. This movie, when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, this looks good. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, it's not bad, just not great. You know, didn't love it. Thought it was very important, but probably one of my least favorite movies out of all of them that I've seen. I mean, I think I wasn't hating on anything. It wasn't really my cup of tea.
It just wasn't. Nah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm like, good movie, but I've seen better. I've seen more interesting movies. I think it was still a very important movie. Again, with the whole black cast, that was really good because that we need more of that. But I just didn't really hook me. But again, good effort on their part for getting for the first a Marvel movie to get 100%, which is crazy. That's just awesome. Really,
Yeah, props to them.
really happy with I'm happy for them for Marvel Studios for getting that achievement. 'Cause that's awesome. Okay, so the next movie this next movie is a movie that I saw. It was like a month or so in theaters, and I was confused about it. And it was a Disney's Wrinkle in Time. Didn't read the book.
Oh,
Saw the
man,
movie. I liked
read
it, but it was so confusing.
I've read the book. I
book was
love
good,
it. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie, but I really want to because
It
looked really good.
I heard it wasn't that good. I don't know.
And the reason why it wasn't that good was because it was just confusing. It made I didn't really understand any of it. It was a bit creepy too, but in general, I did not know what was happening. Really, I get
think
the
it's one
main
of those
idea of it,
movies-
but
The book
Yeah.
was great though. I
I
remember
think it's one of those
when I
movies
was
where you
young-
have to like read the book in order
Yeah.
to understand what's going
that's what
on.
I was told. Yeah,
Yeah, there
Some
are
kind of thing
some
with
movies
with
like
the
that, like 2001: A Space Odyssey, stuff like that. You have to
It's
read
kind of like
to understand
yeah,
the movie.
or like or let's see,
Was it
I don't know.
Ender's Game was a movie that I saw that never got a sequel, but also I was told to try watching the movie before reading the book because the book would make more sense, but I feel like it wouldn't really get an idea of what was happening once I watched the movie. But even then, same thing with this movie. It's like I really did not
I feel
understand
like,
what was happening.
I feel
so
like
lost.
the Inkspell series, if that were ever to be made into a movie, then you'd probably want to read those books first too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, I don't know. It had some good casting. I will admit. Some of the actors were great in it, but here's the thing about the movie. I heard the reviews about saying the script wasn't great. It could have been used more polish. It just wasn't the best script they could have come up with, and I can understand that because I watched the movie and there was a scene where it was like one of the characters was like, "Oh, you're not you look okay yourself." I'm like, okay. It was just it's kind of like that line where it's like, why would they say that kind of thing?
Clunky dialogue.
It's like,
But then again,
yeah, it's
they're
like some lines just like, okay, that was weird. Okay, the script probably could have been used a rewrite in some areas, but I mean, again, the visual style was good, but I just didn't get it. It just really, I mean, it looked amazing in the trailer, but like,
you got to read the book before you see the movie. That's just one of those
exactly,
things.
because like a trailer can really make it look
I haven't
amazing.
read
But
that book in.
go to the movie, it's like, what?
Well,
I have, and it's a fucking fantastic book.
I've heard it.
Yeah, what I do remember about it though is it was good.
I've heard it's good.
It's a real trip, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's weird, and it actually touches on a lot of actual scientific stuff. I've heard.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm only putting on. It's only on the list because I've seen it. Doesn't mean I think it's the best movie. I've seen it. I thought it was good in the trailer, but
the last time I read that book was actually in 3rd grade when a teacher read it to the class.
oh, yeah.
And it was like
I just read
I
it for
remember
fun.
having a lot of fun with that. It was just
I know that it's a remake
my
too.
mind went all over the goddamn place.
I know that there was an original movie like in the 70s, 80s or whatever that was called Wrinkle in Time also. I think it's a different movie, like in terms of the way they did it. Like I think it was a much lower budget, but I think it's a very similar movie. I don't know. I think again, same story, but I think it was different because it's it came out so long ago. But I don't know. I just confused me. That's all. So that trailer was good. Again, the trailer was amazing, but it didn't really make sense. Next movie, nice. I finally got to see this movie after such a long time, and I went to the most awkward theater because I didn't really know what was. It was a theater that had it was like a restaurant theater. Didn't really understand it, but
Really?
I went to see Tomb Raider, the new one.
I haven't seen.
I really liked it. I remember I talked about it as part of the video game adaptations we've gotten, and that was one of them. I really liked it. Very different from the game though. Very different.
Wasn't there an episode that we where we touched on that, like one or two of them?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago we talked about something like that. It was not too long ago. We talked about video game adaptations, and this is just a movie that I wanted to touch on because it was overall, I was hoping that they would cast Daisy Ridley, who's playing Rey in Star Wars, the new trilogy,
Oh
as
yeah.
to playing
Which
that would have been a good casting, but they
fantastic
picked
about.
Alicia Vikander. I was a bit meh about it because she's Swedish, and I was like, I don't know if she can do it, but she pulled off the accent pretty well. You know, she was very convincing, and she's stunning too. I mean, she's a great actress, and she did a great job as the character. Again, it was
I think
supposed to be based off of the 2013 game, but it was not really. They took elements, yes, but it wasn't much. But I still saw it. It was good. I liked it a lot. So I still recommend it because they're planning on making more of them. But I know that none of the other movies are going to be. Not all the movies on the list are going to be ones you've seen. Totally understand that. We'll just skip over the ones you haven't seen yet. Next one, you might have skipped over this, but I saw it. Pacific Rim Uprising, basically Pacific Rim 2. It's the big monster versus robot battle movie. It was fun. All I can say about it was
I'm trying to think if I saw the first one.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. People thought that it got bad reviews because it was like nothing new to the story. It was boring. It's like, oh, it was good. They just, I felt like they kind of they wanted to like find a way to bring back the monsters from the first movie. It's like, okay,
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it. I know I haven't seen the second one, and I'm pretty sure I haven't even seen the first. I don't remember what the title of the movie was, but when I think Pacific Rim, what comes to mind is I might be thinking of a different movie, but where the dude he constantly keeps on waking up, and there's these creatures he's got to fight, and then there's this one that if he kills it, it'll basically loop. I might be thinking of Looper.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. All I can say about the Pacific movie was it was a good movie. Trailer was better though. Trailer was a lot more cool, and it was enjoyable. I don't think it's the best movie we've gotten this year, but I put on the list because I personally thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just one of the movies I saw. Skimming through along here, Ready Player One. Seen that one?
Ooh, yeah, I do believe I have, and
I think that's probably one of the best movies we've gotten this year.
Shit, yeah, I loved this movie.
It was so fantastic. Ready Player One.
The Star Wars reference in there, especially that got me.
Yeah, it was great.
I loved that movie.
It basically just pop full of nerd culture.
And I loved the context they put that in, like where VR could go, and that was beautiful. That was a really well done
amazing.
movie.
Yeah, I really I think my first time I saw the movie when I went when I got to the Mecha Godzilla versus Wade, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was the best part of the movie. I thought it was actually one of the best movies that came out of this year.
I loved the part where they with the riddles and how they integrated that like into the first, and the creative solutions they had to come up with. That was good. That was
great. Yeah, the trailer looked awesome. I thought it was really fun, and it just really, if you're a nerd of like everything sci-fi and fantasy, you're gonna love the movie. And it was a great movie, honestly. And hopefully you guys have seen it by now. I mean, obviously you have, but I don't know about Steven. And it's fine if you haven't seen it, but I personally thought that was one of the best movies. Also, it was also one of the toughest movies that Steven Spielberg has ever done, because it was just, I can understand. It's a hard movie to make. No easy task to make a movie like this.
Like 90% CGI.
Yeah, because a lot of it was like not only motion capture, but also like a lot of visual effects to do with. And I didn't get that. It's totally. They even had Halo in there. That's the best part. That was like Halo. That was so cool. They had basically every genre of nerd, even like the horror section, which I really don't care for. But even then, it was the thing. But the horror part of the stuff was, it wasn't there to make it scary. It was like, oh, it's a horror character, whatever. That's cool. It wasn't there like, it's scary. It's like, oh, that's funny.
It didn't detract from the larger story.
It wasn't meant to like, it's a scary thing. It's like, oh, it's a horror character. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. I never seen a horror movie, so I wouldn't really care, but it was still cool to see those, even though I haven't seen them. But point is that I thought it was the movie in general was just a really big achievement for Steven Spielberg, and I thought it was an amazing movie. I thought it was awesome. I mean,
It
probably
was
one
a
of the
great
best
movie.
movies to come out of the year, of the entire year this year. Because we've had a lot of great movies this year.
Oh yeah.
But that's still one of the best ones I've seen. And also, it also happened to star Cyclops. Cyclops in a virtual reality world. Or sorry, the new Cyclops, the new actor to play Cyclops. Next one,
Cyclops.
the one you've all been waiting for, Infinity War. That is Infinity War. This movie was awesome.
I haven't seen it, but it
Oh my
spawned a
God.
really great subset of memes.
It's on Netflix right now. You can watch it.
But
Yeah, I know the memes though.
the memes
Yeah.
were. I don't think it's been a while since I've seen a movie.
All I have to say is
Yeah.
nah.
It was a very
Happy
emotional
Universe
movie. I
dead.
will admit. I went to it and I was just like shocked. It's a shocker, really. It really does make you think about things. And I literally went to see the movie and I'm like, what just happened?
Snap.
I'm like,
Snap.
what?
Snap.
No, it was like,
Half the universe just died.
and everyone just started like this
Oh,
movie.
that-
This movie is like
I just had a thought.
maybe you think it's worse movie because everyone quote dies.
I just had a
Yes.
thought.
Maybe
I
that's
just had a thought. Okay, so if Thanos snaps once, half the
Yeah.
universe dies, right?
Yeah.
What if he snaps again and again and again? Half the universe will only be half of what it was each time.
Yeah.
So does that mean that a quarter of the original universe dies the second time, and then an eighth of the
Yeah.
original universe the third, and then a 16th
Well, you
the
can
fourth,
only
and
use
so
it
on and so
once.
forth?
You can see it was damaged at the end of the snap, so you could only use it once. So it wouldn't really make sense. But even then, you make it for a point. Yeah, I totally understand.
But what
that,
if the amount of people gets infinitely smaller?
Yeah, that's
Eh?
true. Yeah.
And what if there's
That's
no
an
more
interesting idea.
people? What if there's no more people and then he snaps one more
shit.
time?
Yeah.
He would
Will
die.
Thanos
probably.
half disappear? Will he like half disappear or something? Like half of them will still be there, just jumping along on one leg.
All these theories. It's so weird. But this movie was great. I thought it was one of the best Marvel movies I've
Hello,
seen.
I'm
ever.
Thanos.
That's my opinion, though. Really, that I think that
That's one hand.
all the Marvel movies I've seen, it's for one of the best because it was so epic and so awesome and so tragic, but it was still really amazing. And I thought that
Tragedy and dark light of the eyes.
I really like the feat they were able to pull to make this movie happen was just incredible. This movie was just like it's so good, and that's why it's one of the best super movies this year. We tried to talk about one of the best movies we've gotten, which was Ready Player One, but Infinity War probably one of the best super movies. I don't know about all time. I thought that when it came out. I think that's probably going to go out to Spider-Man 2. But this movie is one of the best super movies of this year. Definitely. I think that if I would compare another movie, I would probably pick Spider-Man 2. That movie is the best superhero movie to be ever made, to ever exist. Because it was so good. But Infinity War, it was just one of those movies, like, it's so epic on every scale, and it's like, you don't know what's going to happen. And that's why it was a great movie. Plus, we got it early, which is even greater, so...
Oh yeah.
That was the best part of it. It was like we got to see it early, and I'm like really happy about it. In fact, here's the thing about that movie. When I went to get tickets for it, I saw the old poster for it. Remember, because they changed the date, so I went to I was going to the box office, and right in the back of the box office, there's a poster with the original release date, with May 4th, with Veterans Day, where the A is like, wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought they would have the original poster from when they still
Dude,
had
if you
it?
buy the original poster and then you buy the new one, the original one's going to be worth a lot of money because they changed it.
Yeah, they changed the date of the movie, so it's like.
And then they retconned the old one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, whatever. But still, I thought
If you get your hands on one of those original ones, save
yeah.
it.
I thought Thanos was the most powerful villain I've ever seen in a movie as a whole, and I think it's one of the best villains ever to come out of a Marvel movie. But actually, when I go in the theater, I got a pamphlet that actually had like all the thing about the movie, and it even had like a giant page talking about each gem and the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a pretty cool page, and I still have that somewhere. But it's just that movie was great. I think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year out of many. Now you should definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. If you have a Netflix subscription, check it out. It's there. Because if you're able to just search Infinity War or Marvel or whatever, you'll find it. Or even I think you can search Avengers or something like that. You can get it easy. Next movie, Deadpool 2. I don't know if you guys
I
saw
have
that movie.
not seen either of the Deadpools, but I wish I did.
It's funny.
I still remember the hilarious story about the that one parent that brought their 4-year-old child to the freaking movie.
Oh my god.
It's rated R for a reason, lady.
Well, you know what they did?
What were you
That.
thinking?
They fixed that actually.
Some people are stupid. You
This
know?
month we got a PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2 with Fred Savage.
Oh,
Once Upon a Deadpool. Basically the same movie, just with additional scenes and Fred Savage, and basically no blood. It's just like an attempt to make it like, if they would want to integrate Deadpool into the MCU, they could do it with this movie. They could like show like, oh, we can go PG-13.
They better have done the character right, or
else everything out. You know. So they did that exact thing. They had the violence, but they didn't have any blood, which is great. So if you eventually want to do a MC movie with not as much blood, you can do that, because the MC gets pretty dark. If you've seen Civil War, you don't have to talk about it. It gets pretty dark. Or even Avengers and Infinity War gets even crazier. But Deadpool 2, I liked it a lot. It was very fun. It was just, I think, one of the best parts of the movie. I don't know if I can give too much away, but there was a cameo from the Dark Phoenix X-Men characters. The new movie coming out next year. Finally. We got a cameo from those characters. Be a blue or green skin, or whatever I want to call it. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really much that I can say about it. Just a fun movie. Not bad. I personally liked a lot of the characters that were featured in it. Yeah, not much to say about it, but obviously you guys didn't see it, so we'll go ahead and go to Kaylee's favorite 2018 movie, which is Solo: A Star Wars Story. I personally thought this was a really good movie. I liked it because it was, we never gotten a Star Wars movie about Han Solo ever. And
I would just
everyone was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna suck because all these direction problems, all these creative differences." And then finally got it's like, you know what? Fuck it. This movie's great.
I will say, I was expecting, and Solo delivered so hard.
Yeah.
We got the Kessel Run, which I was so hyped for. We got to see Corellia, which we've never seen in film, ever. And we finally get to see it. We got to see
Chewbacca. Meeting of
Chewbacca. Young Chewbacca,
awesome.
which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And we also got Lando, we got the Millennium Falcon originally.
I will say a thing about the movie that really kind of made me go, now obviously I'm thinking it's okay now, but before I'm like, maybe not. That maybe bad casting. When they cast Alden, I forgot what his name is. I don't know. The guy who played Han Solo. I wasn't hooked on it at first. I'm like, maybe they should have cast someone else. But
it makes sense.
Now I'm thinking it might actually. Now I'm thinking really hard. I'm like, you know what? That wasn't a horrible choice. He actually looks more like Harrison Ford when he was like in his 40s or whatever.
Here's the thing about that. So, this actually ties in with Kylo. You know how Kylo looks, and he's Han Solo's son.
Yeah.
Tell me those two don't. Tell me he and a young Han Solo don't look very similar. Tell me that.
Yeah, a little bit.
They look similar, and that was the goal, because obviously, son, blah,
like,
blah, blah, blah.
Harrison Ford approved it. He was like, "Yeah, you did a good job. You did I'm like, well, that's awesome,
But I really loved the characterization of the computer too, and how they called back to the original trilogy, sort of like explaining that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Perfect. So yeah, basically, we saw it. Han Solo, very wonderful movie. I expected, and it
delivered.
Blew out of the water. It delivered.
How about you, Steve? Have you seen the movie?
I haven't, but I have seen parts of.
It's good. I personally thought it was a very fun movie from the Star Wars universe. Unfortunately, at least for now, for at least a couple years, it is be the last solo movie we're going to be getting for a character. Not forever, just maybe for the time being. They're putting a hold on all the future standalone Star Wars movies. But don't worry. They'll eventually start making more. Just not right now. It'll be a couple years, but I don't think it's the best Star Wars movie ever made, but I definitely think it was an important story to tell. Everyone all these questions about the character ever since we saw episode 4, and we got the answer. It was just perfect. And they totally nailed everything with
I know, right?
questions asked. Now with that was like, I mean, the only thing I was like, not sure about was because of the reviews and everything. Like, and it was like, oh, it bombed. It didn't bomb. I don't see why it was a bad movie. But I can understand. I was a little worried about the direction. They had like a lot of creative differences with they had a director, and it just ended up being crazy and horrible. But in the end, it was worth it. In the end, it was fine, and I really did like it.
It was a solid movie, and I don't understand the hate for it.
No, it's just like episode 8. It's like, come on.
It's just like I don't understand the hate for Rogue One, because Rogue One and Solo are beautiful, and and frankly, I think it's just because that people are used to like hating things, and like, no, this is a genuinely solid movie.
Yeah.
If you don't see that, then what are you even doing watching Star Wars?
Why are you even a Star Wars fan if you don't like them? It's like, watch the movie. It's good.
Yeah, and it doesn't change any of the lore. It doesn't, it reintroduces the character. It shows something that, frankly, that's been long overdue, because we've been long overdue for meeting Han Solo and Chewbacca, and long overdue seeing Corellia, long overdue seeing just what the Kessel Run exactly looked like.
Yeah, because we didn't know. So it was like, oh, you mentioned it. That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, it didn't
give an idea what actually happened during that event.
Yeah, it didn't change anything. It added some great backstory, and we got some beautiful visuals. It's a solid movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very fun and good. So that was that movie. Very, very fun. The next movie that I was so happy to see after 14 years of it being in development and finally came out, Incredibles 2. I was very happy. We've talked about this multiple times, but I just wanted to skim over it because it's a very, very good movie, and it was good.
And it seems like, and I've seen a fair amount of YouTubers and stuff like that talk about how it's not very good or something.
What? Come on.
Like they said some of them said it was like it's average. That's what some of them said.
I mean, maybe after a few times I kind of got a little tired of it, but honestly, it's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
It wasn't. I honestly think the original was better, but the movie was still good in its own right. Like it definitely built on the original. Like it was good.
Yeah, and it picked up right after the end of the first movie, because I went to a double feature and I got to see the movie. Like I got to see that movie like early, which I've never actually done before. First ever seeing a movie early, and then I got to see it, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was really good, and I got the voice acting was the same except for one actor. You couldn't really even tell the difference at all. Like literally, you go to the first voice actor who played Dash, the second voice actor who played Dash. Not much of a difference. You can't really tell. Unless you really pay attention really hard, can't really tell. And that's what amazing about the movie is that all the original voice actors come back except for one. And basically hardly you can't even tell the same voice actor.
Yeah, most of them you can't tell. There's only a couple of scenes where like Mr. Incredible, you can obviously tell he's a bit older. Like there's a couple of scenes where
obviously it doesn't
like an elderly man.
Doesn't get enough sleep one night. That's why he looks that way.
Fine, perfectly fine.
It was funny though. I thought it was about time they got a sequel because everyone wanted it. This is one of the movies this year that you didn't see the movie?
No, but I watched the first one, but like a really long time ago, and I didn't dislike it. I was never really superheroes just weren't my shtick.
Everyone thinks that movie is one of the greatest superhero movies ever. Probably one of the greatest animated movies of all time. Probably not the best superhero movie. I mean, there's a lot of greatest superhero movies, but not that one. That one's just it's fun. It's good, but I wouldn't call it the greatest ever. And I think the second one was, it was interesting. It wasn't. I was expecting more actually. I kind of was a little bit let down from the plot, but overall I enjoyed it. Because I just hope it looked better as a trailer, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be like it would show like the fight with the fight with the mole guy. That was
I just felt like
I kind of wish the movie took place like years later when the kids are all grown up and they got the original
Yeah.
good actors and everything all
I
grown
think
up.
with that particular scene, I just
Oh,
felt
that
like
wasn't
it was rushed. That scene was like, whoa, that took like 5 minutes to get to that scene. Okay, it took out the.
It was still a good movie, but it did
that particular
not
scene, I
have
was
its
like,
problem.
I was a bit like surprised. I'm like, well, that was fast. It didn't take you long to destroy the Animator. Okay, well then.
Yeah, like they
just like,
built him up at the end of the first movie.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, two villain. I was like, wow, they're strong. They did it. They just vanquished him. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know it sounds like we're kind of trashing on the movie, but it's actually
No.
pretty good.
There are things that
sometimes it's good.
Sometimes I'm just surprised about things like, oh, that was
healthy
quick.
criticism, dude. Healthy criticism.
Yeah, I'm like, it wasn't horrible. I just start things. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Well done, you know. But still, I like the animation. The animation is gorgeous. God, they really nailed the animation. They really did a great job at improving the animation since the first one. Especially the fire from the first one to the second one, way better. Much more improved. Like when Jack Jack's on fire, it's way different from the first one, and that's because they have more technology, they have more money, they've gotten better at animating, and that's what's really amazing about it. Plus, if you notice the beginning of the movie, you get an incredible style Disney logo intro instead of the regular one you get, or even the Pixar logo intro you get with the White Castle in the background. To go along with Pixar, you actually get a Disney version of that, which is cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool though. I actually liked that.
That was really fun.
That was a nice touch. It was a nice
overall.
touch.
I don't know, probably one of the best animated movies we've gotten this year.
Yeah.
After a while, I kind of got a little bored of it, but it's fun. Although, warning: if you just see it, remember if you suffer from epilepsy, be careful.
If you have epilepsy, you might want to try. I don't remember the exact time, but I'm sure you can.
Elastigirl fights the villain.
I think there are resources for that.
There's a lot of warning. Actually, the theater had to place the message in the movie, like before the movie.
Oh, really?
Like, warning, epilepsy warning. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And it was very bright. It was like flashing lights everywhere. So, because of the villain.
Which scene are we talking about?
It's a not to spoil anything, but there's a scene between Elastigirl and the main villain of the story who uses epilepsy, like a lot of like flashing lights. Very, very, especially people who suffer from that. But overall,
it was a good part of the movie, but it
was crazy. That movie was fantastic and very, very creepy. Very wow.
Yeah, that scene where she's where Elastigirl is in the place.
Yeah.
That was boy. It felt almost like a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Christ.
But overall, it was a hilarious movie. If you like funny animated movies, you'll love it. It's hilarious. Especially with Bob. He's so funny in this movie. Anyway, moving on to the next movie, Jurassic World 2. I don't know if you guys seen it before, but I loved it. I thought it was really fun. People thought it was one of the worst because of the fact that it's like, oh, another one, or it's kind of run its course. Hey, it's dinosaurs. What are you gonna do? I loved it. I thought it was really fun. It had a great lot of action. The first time you can actually get to see Chris Pratt saying, "This is gonna be awesome." There's a scene where there's a T-Rex. Obviously animatronic because they wanted to use more practical effects. But he's like, I think it was a trailer where it was like, "This is gonna be awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, you said it, bro. You said it. It was awesome." It was that the fact that the actor had to say a line like that in the movie. You can just say that a lot of movies, but the fact that he's actually saying, "This is gonna be awesome," it's just the best line of the movie. It's like, wow, yeah. Like, how many of you have seen it yet?
I haven't.
Okay, well, let's skip over that. But I will tell you, it's a very fun movie. Very, very scary.
That's what I've heard. I've heard a lot of things.
Like dinosaurs way. Not a horror movie, just like very thrillery. So, expect that if you decide to watch it. Next movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know if you guys see that before, but I saw
that one. I've seen parts.
Fun. It was enjoyable. Not the best movie I've seen, but important for the next Avengers movie, and very, very entertaining. I liked it. I thought it was very fun. Obviously, you guys not seen it, so I'll skip over it. Next one, Mission Impossible 6. Now, this movie was fantastic. I thought it was one of the best action films of all time. I don't know.
I
People
have
said it-
never.
people
I haven't
said
seen
it.
any of them, but I want to at some point, maybe, sort of.
I just think they're really good. It had a great cast. It had Henry Cavill. Actually, this movie is the reason why the god awful Justice League movie happened. This is why Henry Cavill looked like the way he did in the terrible Justice League movies, because he was filming this movie. Because in this movie he has a mustache. His character has a mustache, and he was filming it at the exact same time. Although this movie came out later, which is odd. But even that, this is the reason why
the funny thing
Justice League
is,
was so
it's
bad.
probably because they spent more time making it, because they cared more.
Exactly. They had him film Mission Impossible 6, or also known as Mission Impossible Fallout, before he did, or I think it was either before or during or after he did a Justice League. And that's why Justice League ended up being so cringy and so awful, because you have the Superman going, the smile is just, ugh. That's why I avoided it.
The movie was also passed around from director to director.
Yeah, that's
it was
originally
originally
so bad.
used by Jack Snyder, I think, and then it was passed to a former.
I never even saw it. I saw a trailer. I'm like, nope, no way, not happening.
Yeah, I knew the second I saw that trailer, I was like, no.
I'm like, I watched it. I'm like,
this is gonna be bad.
Okay, well then, sorry, I'm not seeing this movie. Yeah, trailer looks all. If a trailer looks bad, then it's not gonna be something you see. I have seen trailers that look so ununderstanding. I'm like, no.
I remember seeing Batman versus Superman, and I thought, it's all right. It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah,
it had its problems.
It just wasn't great. It wasn't great, just not horrible. It was so. The Justice League was just.
I think there was definitely good stuff in it.
And then Aquaman came out this year, and it's like, no. I'm gonna go ahead and let him and just get it covered. That movie, don't bother with it. If you don't like any of the Disney movies that come out this year, don't watch it. I didn't see it. I mean, yeah, I don't care about the visuals or Amber Heard or whatever. Just don't see it. It's part of the shitty DCU. It's stupid. Don't watch it. I don't care what people say. I don't watch DC movies anymore. Anyway, so that one's done. Christopher Robin. Now, this movie I saw. It was after I got back from
Obi-Wan.
I think it was after I got back from my movie shoot. After
My Lord and Savior.
I did this, and Christopher Robin was amazing. Although it got one meme out of it, and that was the title of the movie. People managed to find Obi-Wan in it from the title of Robin.
There was more than one meme that was made from that. I've seen at least 2 or 3 different memes.
But it was still fun. It was beautiful.
I've never seen it. But just the fact that they cast Owen McGregor as Christopher Robin,
it was
just
that.
It was a wonderful story.
That's all I know.
If you love the Winnie the Pooh stories and the movies around it, you'll love it. It's the first live action adaptation of the Winnie the Pooh story, and it's fantastic. If you don't know the whole idea about it, it's a Christopher Robin grows up and becomes a businessman, basically, and he basically forgets about the 100 Acre Wood. That's basically the whole story. In fact, he actually still has his old friends from way back when. He's like, oh, I can't. I'm not the kid you used to know, kind of thing. And that's why it's so powerful, because it's a very sad movie, but also very amazing. And I loved it. I got to see it right after I got back from the film that I was working on, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Very emotional, very, very sad, very beautiful, all over. Just, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I haven't seen a Winnie the Pooh movie since 2011 when the animated movie came out. I don't think I even saw that movie. I don't know. But anyway, still, I loved it. How do you guys? Did you guys see it?
I have not seen. Which one?
Christopher
Robin? No, I haven't.
Okay. I figured.
Obi-Wan.
It was good to see that they had a Haley Atwell and Ewan McGregor in it. So if you think about it, it's like seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Agent Carter in the same movie. Basically, it was.
That would be incredible.
No, it didn't happen, but it basically like that. Same actors.
If only.
So the next movie that I saw this trailer that was really fun. The Darkest Mind. If you are kind of like into dystopian young adult fiction movies about people with gifts, you're gonna like it. it got horrible reviews, but I went to see it and I really liked it.
What movie? What movie
It
are
was
you
called
talking
The
about?
Darkest Mind, and I'll just brush over this. And basically, it's just about these kids who somehow end up in basically an internment camp, and they escape somehow, and they have powers basically.
Oh,
Like on the run or whatever, and they're taking it some kind of, I don't know if it's that, it's not really a internment camp, but it's basically like, that's like a prison thing. They have they're like experimenting on because they have gifts. They have a different tag. It's a very powerful movie, but it has a Amanda, whatever her last name is. She was Rue in the Hunger Games movie, the first one, and
yeah,
very good movie.
the one who died, right?
Yeah, the reviews don't mean anything. The movie is just in general very powerful movie. If you are into that kind of thing, I thought it was very, very interesting. Because I love superhero type movies. It's not really a superhero movie; it just happens to be a movie about people who happen to have special gifts. That's basically it. Next on the list is The House with a Clock in Its Walls. I've only seen this once, but I certainly really enjoyed it. Jack Black started in it, and it's basically fantasy movie. And I don't know if you guys seen it before.
I have never heard of it.
I'll just push over real quick. Basically, it's just about a kid who gets to stay with his uncle, played by Jack Black, and it turns out that the house he's living with, his uncle, turns out to be this house with a clock in its walls. Very spooky. It's crazy. It's very fun though. It's a very magical.
I don't think
movie.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
saw it. It was enjoyable.
Jack Black in it.
It was fun. I liked it. It was good.
Is Jack Black in it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. And Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
Very spooky. But yeah, I just thought I should mention it. That was the only September movie I actually saw. And the next one, if you saw this movie, hopefully you've seen it. Venom. I loved it.
Oh, Venom.
It was good.
I haven't seen this one either.
I loved it. I thought it was. Having seen Spider-Man 3, I love that movie. By the way, I personally prefer that version of Venom than this one. I like them both, but I kind of like Topher Grace, Eddie Brock version of Venom. That one I like a lot more.
Yeah, even though that movie is apparently really bad. Last time I saw it, I thought it was okay.
It was fun. I loved it. It was fantastic. But this movie was really good because it told a very, very interesting story about Eddie Brock Venom, and it sets up for sequels. And it's a very different universe than the MCU. But I still liked it. It was very fun. I recommend you check it out. I don't know when it's going to be available on Blu-ray or digital, but I'm sure soon it'll be. It's very, very fun. If you like Venom, if you didn't like the portrayal of Venom by Topher Grace, then you'll like this one. Fantastic Beasts 2. I don't know if you guys saw that movie.
What?
Did you? Fantastic Beasts 2?
I haven't, but I wish I could.
It's amazing.
It sounds like a really good movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it is good. It was amazing. The first time I saw it, I thought it was one of the best Harry Potter movies in that universe, at least, that I've ever seen. Second time I saw it, I'm like, again, the first time you see it's always the best, but after that it's like, but so I thought it was very fun though. So I thought that was really good, and I thought it was really fun to see Hogwarts again, because especially as a theater experience, having not seen it in like 7 years, it was very, very amazing. Like the Hedwig theme in there, everything was just amazing about it. So I'm not gonna say anything more than just it was amazing, and it was. If you like Harry Potter, you're going to like the movie because it was set in that same world just way earlier.
If you like Harry Putin, you'll like
No.
Putin.
So the next movie is, I don't know if you guys saw this because these are the last movies that came out last month and this month. I'm just going to name these last few. Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mortal Engines, Marathon Returns, Bumblebee. Being an avid, meaning a so Transformers fan myself, I liked it. It's one of the best Transformers movies I've seen, probably.
Same. I recently got into it through the More Than Meets the Eye comics. And I was hooked.
Yeah.
Then I got into Prime and then anime. I went so down in that rabbit hole.
How about Michael Bay movies?
We'll keep that one ambiguous.
More
I think before we get to that one, okay, so How about Ralph Breaks the Internet?
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard a lot of it. I've
It's
heard some
amazing.
good things.
It was really good. It was good. How about Spider-Man?
Heard of
The
it.
animated, the
Haven't
animated
seen
one. Into the Spider-Verse. Very good. Mortal Engines.
What?
Who made Lord of the Rings and Hobbit.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Steampunk movie based on a book. I saw it. I thought it was good.
I don't know. I liked the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. I haven't seen much of those.
Same filmmakers. It ended up being about Killis Bombs, not getting a sequel, but it was still very good. So I saw the ones for this year, and then of course Bumblebee. I will say one thing about Bumblebee: if you like the first movie, and the rest of them were second one was okay, third one was meh, fourth one was interesting, fifth one was
utter crap.
No, it wasn't crap. I found it really boring. It was just boring.
I have not. I don't think I've seen any of the movies.
They're so long.
I'm into the comics, but
Yeah.
Bumblebee is adorable. And
all the previous movies have been like 2.5 hours, 1 hour 45, just insane amount of time.
Wow.
But this one is the shortest one. It's less than 2 hours, which is fantastic. The first Transformers movie not to be 2 hours and not to be directed by Michael Bay. He was involved in it by producing it, but he didn't direct it. Thankfully, I wouldn't have wanted him to do that anyway. It was way better without him. There was explosions in it, but like maybe one. It was like one explosion in the movie. Maybe two. Maybe the maximum two.
Bay, boo.
I think it was like 2 explosions total, but that was basically it was there because of it actually needed to happen. But it was one of the best Transformers movies in that entire franchise. It's a prequel, stars Taylor Seinfeld, and it has actually Bumblebee as a different car, a different version of the car, and Optimus Prime. It has a very good backstory in the beginning of the movie. Actually shows you a lot of Cybertron. But aside from that, I'm not going to say any more than that. It's just very, very fun. It also has John Cena, of course. The one guy who became he made a meme.
Of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
God damn it! Why?
But he's a good actor, though. He's really good, and that movie was really good. I don't know. Have you guys seen that movie?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Have you seen Bumblebee?
Oh my god, I can't wait to see it. I haven't, but I want to so bad.
It's really, really good.
John
It's Bumblebee.
Yeah, he's the general, or he's the sergeant guy.
Because it's Bumblebee, and I mean, let's just be real. Bumblebee is so cute.
I know.
I think all of the Transformers are cute.
I feel like the CGI again, without giving too much away, the CGI is much more improved. Like the transforming is just so much better.
Oh my god! I hope.
But like the transforming is more exciting than you said the trailer. You know what I'm talking about. The transforming is just way more exciting, and they have a lot more. They have less Transformers, which is good, but they have a lot more interesting. They have a lot more interesting story. The stories are a lot more boring. It's not like dragging on forever. It actually gets to the point. That's a really good thing about it. Like
get to the point.
So that's all the movies for this year. What's your favorite movie for this year?
From what I've seen, it would have to be Solo.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite, just because Solo. But we
Solo.
Not just Bumblebee, but we can't forget the new season of the Clone Wars that recently came out. I haven't seen it. God damn, do I ever want to? I am so hyped for this new season because I loved 2008. I had maybe a couple gripes minorly with the way some of the characters looked. I mean Mace Windu, he looked kind of funky with that bald head a little bit. And I don't know. I had and maybe Kiadi a little, I don't know. But god damn, they stepped up their game with this new season. Good. Like you can just tell, like the hair, the movement, everything like that is so much better.
That's good.
Holy shit.
That's really good.
I am so hyped for that. Like
That's
it's
wonderful.
The small things, and it's just I really want to see it so bad.
Well, I guess that the 2018, the whole entire year, has been pretty awesome in terms of everything we heard. I just think it was a great year. But I personally say that the best movies we've gotten this year have been Ready Player One, Infinity War, and either Wreck-It Ralph 2 or Fantastic Beasts. We've got a lot of great movies. Some of them just were horrible, but quite a few of them have been really good, and I really like that. So that's why I think that this year has been a great year. So that's all the movies for this year. But I wanted to switch topics and talk about all the ones we're going to get for this year in terms of, I don't know what games really, but mainly the movies that are coming out this year. February, we're getting a movie called Alita Battle Angel, which looks really awesome. A couple trailers for that one. It looks really good. Science fiction, futuristic. It looks really good. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
It looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. It's coming out in February. I think it's coming out on Valentine's Day, actually, which is going to be great. How to Train Your Dragon 3, a.k.a. How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. I haven't caught up with the TV show yet, so I'm a little behind, but I'm still...
I haven't either, but I used to be pretty into that.
I'm liking it. I think it's going to be really good, coming out in February. Then March is Captain Marvel, which I'm looking forward to a lot. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be really good. First Marvel superhero movie centered on a female superhero, which is going to be great because Brie Larson is great. And then I don't know any other thing that's coming out in March that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I don't remember what other ones are coming. April, however, is the movie that everyone wants to see the most, and that is Avengers Endgame. I am looking forward to this the most. It's going to be the best movie ever. I'm so excited for it. And unfortunately, most of you haven't seen Infinity War yet, so it's going to be a little harder to talk about it.
Yay!
But still think it's going to be great. Is that something you're going to want to see?
I don't know. I'm not really that big of an Avengers person, but
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really big movie. The good thing about that movie, it's coming out the same like month as Infinity War did, which is great. So that's really good. And then May, Aladdin. Aladdin's coming out in May.
Aladdin.
The Aladdin remake.
I had Prince Ali stuck in my head so long.
It's the title song. Don't worry.
Is that something you're gonna want to see though?
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, Godzilla 2 is also coming out in May.
I never saw the first one.
The first one was, you can skip it. It's pretty boring. It doesn't have very much of Godzilla at all. For a movie about Godzilla, it doesn't have much Godzilla in it.
Oh.
Yeah. But the second one has Millie Bobby Brown, who played 11 in Stranger Things, if you have seen that show. And that movie's going to be really good, I hope. It's coming out in May, and it has a bunch of monsters that Godzilla fights, which is going to be awesome. Big classic monster fan. Do you like that? And then June, I know that June, I'm pretty sure, is when Toy Story 4 comes out, which is great. I don't know any other movie coming out in June.
I don't know off the top of my head either.
July, obviously, Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out. August is Artemis Fowl. That's a Disney movie.
Oh, I remember reading the books. That might be another one.
I haven't read the first one all the way through yet. I've only gotten through the first 2 chapters.
That movie right there might be a movie where you want to read the books first.
That's
just because.
What movie is this?
Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl, yeah. That one.
Again, I'm probably missing a lot of movies from June and July, but I can't think of them all off the top of my head, honestly. And then July is also getting the Lion King remake, which is going to be great. A lot of Disney movies, a lot of Disney remakes, which I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I already took August, and then I know that. No. June. Oh, June. I forgot to mention X-Men: Dark Phoenix, possibly the last X-Men movie in the X-Men film series, possibly. Because everyone still wants them to get rebooted because they're marketing it really weirdly. I don't know what's up with that. They're like marketing it with just Dark Phoenix with an X circled, which is stupid, and it's gotten 3 delays. That movie. It was supposed to come out in I believe it was supposed to come out in November of this year. Didn't come out. It was supposed to come out in February of next year, and then it got delayed again until right after the trailer came out. It got delayed again until June. So it was kind of crazy because the trailer released and then a day later it got moved to June, which is ridiculous. So that movie's coming up then. I think New Mutants coming out in August also. Finally, the first X-Men movie that's a horror movie is coming out in August.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. The first horror superhero movie. I don't know about September or October. I know November is coming up with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which I saw posters for, and I'm like, come on, really? But I'm sure it'll be good. December we'll also be getting Star Wars 9, finally.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited for
although
it.
one thing about that movie that I'm kind of confused about because they're already talking about it, and it's like, oh, why would we get a trailer? Is that people are like, oh, we're getting a. It's like, oh, the trailer's gonna be delayed. Like, the movie hasn't even finished filming yet. Come on, there's no like indication if it's done filming yet. Why would we get a trailer already? It's like the episode on trailer is gonna be delayed. Like, well, obviously,
I don't know. I mean, if we got a trailer.
I mean, I can understand like a TV show giving it as a trailer for the show because those things can be filmed relatively quickly, but a movie takes time. You don't just get a trailer like 4 months after that's been filmed. It's only been 4 months since it started filming.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna take some time, and they better do Snoke right. That was my thing because I liked those movies. Snoke, what the fuck is his deal?
I don't know.
I'm really intrigued by this guy because I mean we get this big Sith Lord boy.
Yeah.
Who's basically the Palpatine of the sequel trilogy.
Pretty much, yeah.
But,
Do it.
I love that line. Do it.
Oh god, that was the perfect line.
Do it.
Do it.
No,
something that away.
But
Get him now. Do it.
But
I love that line. It's like
basically
do it.
It's the Palpatine of the sequel trilogy. I don't. What is his deal? Who is he? Maybe he's just no one. But I don't know. I mean, they've put him in like such a mysterious light. He can't just be like nobody. Like he has to be important somehow. But
still,
no.
I
hope we get to see more Snoke related stuff because I personally I feel like they could have done better with Snoke. Just because
definitely.
There's that, but I really am interested to see what Rey does with Rey and Kylo because that would be really awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that next year is going to be another awesome year. I think it's going to be even better than this year because although this year was great and there's a lot of there weren't it wasn't the best year, but I still think it was a very fun year. It had a lot of great stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like again with the movie trailers, like people are like, they're delaying this trailer for this movie coming out in July, or they're delaying the trailer for this movie coming out in December when the movie hasn't even been done filming yet. The sooner you're gonna get a trailer is like 4 to 6 months in advance usually, depending on the movie. That's I think 4 months is still stretching it, but usually about 6 months in advance you get a trailer for a movie.
Yeah, I mean,
even, come on.
Would you rather the movie be rushed and come out early and be terrible, or would you rather it be good, maybe on time or even a bit late?
Yeah, definitely. What's been the best part of 2018 so far?
In terms of movies?
Yeah, just anything.
I've heard that Ready Player One is really good.
That was the best movie of the year.
I'm planning on eventually seeing that. I've seen little bits and pieces here and there, and
Yeah.
I definitely like the whole VR aspect. Like it kind of shows like this is how far it could potentially go. And we already have somewhat similar sorts of things. Of course, very primitive compared to what's shown in the film, but the basic ideas are already there.
Definitely. I feel like that movie is the best of the year because it's so full of nerd everything. It's like the biggest nerd movie ever because it's so full of Easter eggs. I know that Wreck-It Ralph 2, that movie was the biggest Disney Easter egg. Like it's like the biggest Disney, like a Disney nerd, and everything that Disney owns, just chock full of Easter eggs, and it's just amazing. I feel like there's a lot of amazing things about this year that happened. Yeah, that's basically all I can really say about that. Just I think the 2019 is going to be a fantastic
Yeah, this
year.
year was
Awesome.
alright.
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of in my personal opinion, because I'm still into the series. There's gonna be a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's content, more games,
Oh boy.
movie, actual console ports of that game because that still has a big fan base. Still, I'm still into it. Again, Scott isn't done with it. He just isn't making any more of them. Yeah, he wants to make one more, but that's about it. There's a movie coming out. Five Nights at Freddy's is gonna be probably based off the original three, but still,
Yeah,
I think this year's been great. This has got a lot of great things. Although I really hope that next year we get some more information about what Lucasfilm has in store for us, and in general, just Disney, because Disney will be buying Fox next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the stuff we get next year, because next year is going to be awesome. That's all I can only say. Is there anything else you guys had to say about 2018 as a whole?
I'm not sure.
Sure, yeah.
We'll have to just see what happens, basically.
I think it was a very fun year for me as a YouTuber. And
Yeah.
in general, just the entertainment industry
2018
was
was alright.
yeah.
It was good.
I think that 2017 was meh. 2018 was just awesome.
2016 was shit.
I feel like every year gets better. One year is terrible. The next year gets better, and the next year gets better and better and better. Like next year, one movie that's going to be filming next year, hopefully, is Indiana Jones 5. We're gonna finally get a fifth one, and it'll be going into production next year. I've heard. So I think that's gonna do it for this episode because I have nothing else I can talk about in terms of the rest of this year and going into next year because I think going into next year. Well, speaking of next year, when we come back in a couple of weeks, we'll be taking another break after this. We'll come back in the first couple of weeks of January, and we'll be having a podcast about. If you're wondering, the topic podcast of that will be on Star Wars, but particularly we talk about Star Wars a lot on this podcast. But and the reason why I'm going to talk about Star Wars for next episode is because I'm seeing a lot of hate for the last movie we've gotten, the last movie we got, which is episode 8, and I'm so tired of it. And so I thought, it'd be fun for next episode to talk about, because after all, next year we're getting a new episode. I figure it'd be fun for next episode to talk about everything great about the films, and that can be all of them. I'm not going to include, and I'm only going to include the live action ones. We can't count the Clone Wars because those aren't movies except for the one they made.
Come on.
So we're only going to count the live action ones. It's just
Clone Wars movie. The Clone Wars movie.
It's
The
only
theatrical
appropriate
release.
for.
Come on.
Even then, only the films that are actually live action.
Come on.
Why?
Because the Clone Wars theatrical release is beautiful and deserves to be acknowledged.
I've seen people who say it was boring, and I haven't seen it in a long time, but I don't remember.
I have seen it, and I disagree.
I have. I will say I don't remember it being boring, so I probably disagree too, but I don't know.
All right.
I'll have to think about that. That's my plan for next episode. Everyone is on board for that. Talk about Star Wars. I know we talk about Star Wars a lot, but this particular episode of Star Wars for this particular podcast, I want to make it solely on why all the films. I'm not kidding. All of the films, even the ones that people think are quote horrible, like the prequels, which I freaking grew up on. We're gonna touch on those too. We're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna go in order of the films release or the order of the timeline, but we'll definitely go and talk about each one of them, and then talk about why we liked everything great about those films, all the Star Wars films. And that's the plan for next time we have a podcast. In a couple of weeks, we'll do that. But yeah, I think it's gonna do it for this episode. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we wrap up here?
No, I think I pretty much covered it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, sounds good. I figured I wanted to make sure everything's okay. Okay, so thank you all so much for listening to this episode of The Madhouse. We all hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. We all really do appreciate the support. And if you're to this channel, please subscribe for more episodes of this podcast, another series that I do. Also, make sure to click that bell to enable alerts so you don't miss my uploads. And we will be back in January with another episode. Happy New Year and bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
Hasta la vista.